What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again with a 2026 Justin Allgaier Traveler Whiskey Car. Let's check it out. Diecast box in hand, and welcome to today's Diecast review. One of the coolest cars of 2026 we have finally in hand. The Traveler Whiskey Chevrolet for Justin Allgaier. Now, I do know the label is, it's inaccurate, right? It's supposed to be 2026, but to be honest with you, I couldn't care less. This thing is awesome. We don't see this a lot with Diecast nowadays, but paint scheme specific packaging, I'm a massive fan of that. We used to have that all the time, and it's just so cool to see it whenever we do. So you have a 1/64 scale Diecast body and chassis, Traveler Whiskey 21 plus. You got Lionel Racing right here, and here I think this is different than the 2025 edition. I want to say the 2025 had the date of the event, but that was more or less the debut of their team, so it kind of makes sense to change that. You have Justin Allgaier right there. I like how it's a little bit new school, a little bit old school. You have kind of a signature style, which that was very Winston Cup, early Nextel Cup, and then you kind of have the bold racing font, which we see nowadays. The box design is very similar to, in my opinion, a very late 70s, early 70s kind of vibe to it. RV stripes, I like to call it, where it's just kind of a one color with a little bit of some stripes at the bottom. You do have your holographic, or not holographic, but your chrome-ish tag there. Here's the back side of it. I mean, this would be great for a Diecast stop motion. If you want some decoration around the track, maybe in the infield, this would kind of look like a promo tent, if you will. This would look really cool. You could put the Diecast in front of it. That'd be a nice display piece. Justin Allgaier once again. Here's the other side of it. I will say, though, I kind of wish they would have made the color down here match as well. That's okay. Here's the bottom of the packaging, and just what an incredible job Lionel has done with the what do you call these? Display cases? Is that the right term for it? I don't know. But there's apparently another one getting made. I don't know if it's getting made in the display case, but it's getting made in 1/64, and it's the Justin Allgaier branded whiskey car. I don't know if that would be on a base or not, but it was offered in 1/64. I think he ran it at Daytona. Anyways, that Diecast is getting made. So that'd be interesting to see if that's going to be in a display case or not. But regardless, let's go ahead and open this thing up. I'll show you how that works. I'll be right back. All right, fellas, so we have our little friend over here, a good old 2004 Sterling Marlin on deck for this Diecast review. And we're going to be opening up this box. So what I usually do is you just take a little, shim thingy, and then you just kind of gently open up one corner. Again, you just kind of want to curl it. You don't want to rip it. It's not a bag of chips. You're right. You don't aggressively open it. It's not a box of cereal where you have like the plastic bag and you got to you don't want to do that. You want to just curl it kind of open. This is probably going to be a pretty rare Diecast down the road. So take your time with it. But again, you don't want to force it. You just kind of want to pry one corner open, and then you get a finger, and there we go. Pull the tab just a little bit. You don't want to go crazy with it. And then you have these, again, just gently move them over to the side. And now the case should slide out, and it's one entire piece like so. So if you're curious how the actual case itself comes apart, it's very simple. So the Diecast is actually screwed to the base and then glued on top of it, very reminiscent of like the Busch Light cars. But the actual case top just literally pops off. I will say, though, the 2025 edition of this car, the case was a little bit difficult to get off, so that might be kind of a quality thing where like they make 1,000 of these things, right? Well, some of them might open up a little bit easier, some might not, type of energy, so to speak. So literally all you do is just kind of just lift it off, and congratulations, your Diecast, well, is now ready to be displayed openly. So let me clean up the studio a little bit, and we'll take a gander at this Diecast. All right, so as we have the Diecast open for review, you might be wondering why we have this Sterling Marlin Silver Bullet over here. I don't know about you, but there's something about a fluorescent, brightly colored number 40 car with an alcoholic beverage with it. It's kind of interesting, considering, well, Dale Jr. drove the Bud 8 car. Back then, they had the beer wars. You know, you had the Rusty Wallace, Kurt Busch, Darwin Marlin, David Sturmey, Dale Jr., you know. It's just kind of interesting how it all comes full circle. So, as we go over to the front of the diecast, of course, pick this one up from our good friends over there at Circle B Diecast. I have absolutely no idea if they're still in stock. This is one of the hottest diecasts of the year, and I had to pre-order it, so I don't know. But if it is, make sure to tap in with that promo code Diecastbuffet. Help you save on shipping, guys. Free shipping over there. Any orders $30 or more. Just an Allgaier right there on the front windscreen. There's a little corner of the decal film that could have been trimmed. We have 90 proof Traveler whiskey there. You got blend number 40 right there. You do have the engine cubic inches there, which is 358. I don't know if that's accurate to the next gen car or not. I do like these display bases. They're actually really cool because they're at an angle, right? I like that. You could actually probably paint these and make them look like racetrack asphalt, you know? Like this kind of reminds me of the front stretch maybe at like Kansas or something, you know? Not a flat racetrack like New Hampshire, but maybe a little bit of like maybe in the corner at like Nashville or something. Like you could kind of get creative with these, you know, these little bases. I don't remember if the original bases from 2007 to 2008, because they used to make these that came in these little, you know, display box deals. And they were just random paint schemes. It'd be like Tony Stewart 2008, Dale Jr. 2008, X, Y, and Z. You could get really creative with some of these plastic bases. Let's go to the front of the diecast. One thing I really like about the 2025 and 2026, you know, Traveler cars is the use of day glow. Two of my favorite you know, I wouldn't say paints, but styles of paint, or in this case decal wrap, is fluorescent and metallic finishes, and they kind of accomplish both. I mean, you have literally a textured door number that looks so cool, by the way. It's got like it almost has like a carbon fiber texture to it, but it's chrome. I mean, that is wild looking. But then you have these extremely bright fluorescent stripes, the numbers. I mean, that is very, very old school. I'm just saying, that's how it used to be, man. You had the Dayglow 24, the Dayglow Red, you know, whatever, you know, 40 car. Oh my goodness, Ricky Rudd, the Dayglow yellow numbers. They had so many beautiful paint schemes back then. So with the current modern day of NASCAR paint schemes, there's definitely a lack of contingency sponsorships. So they kind of got a little bit creative with it to give it an old school vibe. The vibe of the whole car is definitely a late 90s, or not 90s, excuse me, late 70s, you know, NASCAR Winston Cup Series style stock car. So they added a few kind of faux decals, if you will, to make it happen. I'm trying to zoom in here to be able to read it. It says Chris Stapleton there, branded 90 proof, and then Sunoco. And notice this as well. The entire car has kind of a satin matte sheen to it, but then you look at the splitter and it's like super glossy. That two-tone combo of texture is actually extremely impressive. So W Lionel on that. You have the number 40 there. You have JRM. Go over here to the left side of the diecast. And again, take a gander at the texture on the door number. I mean, that is wild. Let me see if it actually feels textured, or is that just... Honestly, I think it is. I can't tell, but it feels like there is a little bit of like a bump, if you will. That is so cool how they did that on the diecast. And again, this is a 1/64 scale. Could you imagine what they did with the 124? Amazing stuff, honestly. You have the Goodyear lettering there. And that's something new for 2026 is apparently all the Goodyear, you know, front fender decals are supposed to be yellow. So if you're driving a fluorescent Menards car, the Goodyear decal has to be yellow as well. That means nobody gets to see what the sponsor is. I'm kidding. They did do a blue outlining to it, so maybe that helps a little bit. Just an Allgaier, the name rail. You have branded.co. The B post, you have Chevrolet, you have the American flag, Safety Clean SEM, Z-Max, and something else. Traveler whiskey on the side of the car. Notice how they use the entire real estate panel. Huge W to sponsors that do that. The door number is actually moved a lot more to the middle. I like that. You do have another kind of a faux decal here. Let me zoom in. Underneath the Cup Series decal, you see Traveler whiskey. It's like a variant, a different version of it, perhaps. Then you have Buffalo Trance. I think that's a real sponsor, I think. I don't know. Then you have Junior Motorsports something. So I like that. You know, if you can't get contingencies on a car and you're trying to do an old school, you know, paint scheme, well, guess what? You add some to it. So that's pretty darn cool. You have branded right there. Then you have, it's kind of hidden behind the little plaque there, but it does say blend number 40 on the rocker box. Yeah, full proof, 121 proof. This decal right here is a little bit cut off. You can see the field door. That's okay. You have Buffalo Trance right there. And check this out right here. Dude, this is so cool, man. I'm telling you, if you haven't gotten this diecast yet, what are you doing, man? This is going to be one of the hottest diecasts of 2026. Look at the spoiler on this car. Not only do they have the Dayglow door numbers, you have the Dayglow stripe, but then they even added the Dayglow spoiler on the car. That is absolutely fantastic. You have Buffalo Trance on both corners. Then you have blend number 40. I really like to see the different variations of spoiler designs we're starting to see with the NASCAR Cup Series. It kind of started with Shane Van Gisbergen and the Red Bull camp. And now we're starting to see a lot of different paint schemes do so. And that's awesome. I like the creativity. It definitely reminds me of the COT winglets, where they would put, like the winglets on the car might be the same color as the paint scheme, right? Or it could just be the standard carbon black. It varied sometimes between teams and, week to week. You have Traveler Whiskey on the back panel there. I don't know what that says there, and I don't know what that is. I guess that's a signature for someone involved. I don't know. Chevrolet Junior Motorsports. You have the 40 on the right side. Racing Electronics, Mechanics Work, and Mac Tools. Notice this right here is actually a cool thing. The Junior Motorsports O'Reilly Series cars, they put these 3 decals on the back bumper. Well, guess what? The Cup Series variant gets one as well. That's pretty cool. That's kind of like a little small thing that they carried over from their O'Reilly Series program. And yes, it does have the rubber tires with the diecast chassis, so it's got some weight to it. And I tell you what, man, them rubber tires, dude, they look so realistic on these cars, man. Really, really cool stuff. Go over here to the top of the diecast, and every time I see this number 40 on this car, it's definitely different than the 2025 edition. This one's a little bit more retro, but dude, it reminds me so much of Sterling Marlins, man. I mean, if you just look at it, yes, I know it's going in a different direction. I mean, this one is a little similar, but I mean, it reminds me so much of Sterling Marlin's car, dude. Very, very sharp. So this one is interesting to me because you have decals on both sides of it, and the number is a little bit in the middle. Traditionally, when they have a decal here, they move the door or roof number up a little bit forward. So this is kind of a new next-gen adaptation. You have Buffalo Trance there. Then you have, I thought I said enjoy responsibly. It says drink responsibly. Chevrolet on the back window. Your 2 shark fins, as this is ran at the Daytona 500. Unfortunately, got in a wreck. It was running good, though. And then Junior Motorsports on the deck lid. And here's another look at the bottom of the plate. It is removable, so if you don't want it on there, but I'd be very careful so you don't break the diecast, because that would be no fun. But I tell you what, man, what a fantastic looking car right there, the Traveler Whiskey diecast. Get it while you can. It is a fantastic piece. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I'm going to show a couple other of the newest diecasts here in the studio before we skedaddle. These are all 2026 cars. You have William Byron with the Form Energy car. You have Brad Keselowski in the Build Submarines Ford. And how about this one? He actually won in this paint scheme. The National Debt Relief car for Denny Hamlin. So those diecasts right there, available at Circle B Diecast while supplies last. That's all for now, fellas. Have a blessed one. Fantastic diecast. I'll end my video on this. They're making a special, what is it, like a 1978 or 1979 Monte Carlo. It's like a fictional throwback, right? This paint scheme never ran in the Cup Series in the 70s, but they're making one on one of the OG diecast molds. I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be such a cool thing. So that's why the paint scheme looks retro. It definitely has a little bit of that early Winston Cup livery style to it. They're going to be making an old school 164 as well. I hope I could do a diecast review on that one. That would be pretty darn cool. But that's kind of why it has a completely different look than the 2025 one. In my honest opinion, which one do I like more? I love the number font on this one because it reminds me of the Ganassi one, so that one's pretty cool. But I do like the 2025 one a little bit more. That's just my honest opinion. Both of them are fantastic. That's all for now. DB, signing off.